Welcome, everybody, to Let's Talk, the Todd Worship Show. I'm not just joking. Oh, man. We got a storm going on right now, and I think my internet is screwed up. I'll probably have to redo this one. But we'll see. We'll go through, and hopefully it'll get to the end. So, been busy. Prescott is just like heaven here. It's 66 degrees right now. It's the other day. It's awesome. It's beautiful. It's green. Love the people here. Started my new job. Love it. Oh my God, do I love it. Unfortunately, the the pay isn't where I need it to be, but the universe is providing. Things are happening. Um, it's going great. It's the mirror, quantum physics. I think I talked about this a few weeks ago. So I'm putting out all that good energy out into the universe, and it's bouncing back, and it's coming back towards me. So I'm just blessed right now. I am surrounded by so many good people. So busy little beaver I've been. Hadn't had time to sit down and research and think about a show or anything. So I decided to do it on probably kind of a weird topic. I decided to kind of go down the philosophy route and do it on the word guilt. I'd like to talk about guilt. What is guilt? Is guilt good or is guilt bad? And what are the things that make us feel guilty? So hopefully we can kind of go through things and state what you think. Write a comment since nobody does that. But it'd be nice to get some responses back. So anyway, so guilt. What is guilt? Well, first of all, it's a feeling, right? We know that it's a feeling. It's not a factual thing. And it's subjective, right? Because some people have guilty consciences. Some people don't have any guilt at all. So how do we define it? It's thought about this, kind of pondered this today, and actually last night I pondered it, and I started thinking about it. I thought, well, do we really need guilt or do we not need guilt? And as I was thinking about it, I thought, well, probably need it, and we probably don't need it. So let's go through some examples. So, for example, when I was a kid, real young, I hung out with this kid that was not good for me. And we went into a liquor store and we stole a box of bubble gum. But I think it was Bazooka Joe, actually. But at any rate, we got out and we're like, chewing all of our spoils. And I felt so guilty. It's like I just stole something and I know that's wrong. And the other kid that I was with, he didn't give a crap. He just chewed away. And in fact, after that, I didn't even take any of the gum. I felt so guilty. It's like I knew what I did was wrong. And it's like, no, I don't want no part of this. I don't. No, I'm not good with this. And I never did it again. Lying, lie to people that we love or whatever, and we can feel guilty for deceiving, manipulating, or lying to people that care about us. And hopefully when you do that, I hope that you feel guilty, because I would think that that's an event that you should feel guilt on also. Because manipulating people into doing things that you want done, benefiting the union or benefiting the other person or whatever, that's bad. So what other kind of guilts are there? So I'm going to use my family for my kids, for example. Give you a little bit of background. when my kids were really young, their mother took them away from me and hid and ran. I was living in California and she moved to Ohio and took the kids. And then she lied to the kids and told the kids that I abandoned her. Lie. lie. Manipulation and lie. So years later, I went to court and I got custody. My youngest son of the three started getting attitude towards me. So I'm like, let's talk. What's going on? And he flat out told me that his life was all screwed up because of me. And I'm like, what do you mean because of me? Well, you abandoned me. I said, no, I did not abandon you. And when that happened, he flipped out. Now, should I have felt guilty? In my opinion, no, because I know I didn't do anything wrong. I know I didn't lie. I know I didn't manipulate. And then as he got older in life, he went down, further downhill in life. I mean, just became not a good person. Do I love him? Absolutely. And to this day, he's always been my favorite son. I've always wanted to do so much for him. And he's just gone down a path of just complete evilness. And last time I spoke to him, he blamed me for everything has happened to us in his life. Like I'm the one that told him to go steal cars. I'm the one that told him to go do drugs. I'm the one that told him to hit women. I'm the one that told him to do all this stuff. I don't think so. But the point I'm making is he took his shortcomings in life and his bad decisions in life and put them back on me to manipulate me, to try to make me feel guilty for his shortcomings. Well, he's in his 30s. It's like, wake up, and I don't have any guilt because I know that I did not do anything wrong. I know I didn't participate in his shenanigans. I did everything I could do to support him, to bring him, back to a normal type of life and help try to make him successful. And he thought that the whole way, and he chose what he chose. So I absolutely feel no guilt at all on any of it. I mean, none, zero. And our kids can do this to us. They can come into our lives, with things that happened from when they were younger that they probably didn't understand why you did what why things happened the way that they did back in that time. And they go through their lives hating us, thinking that, what's happened in their lives are because of us. When in reality, that's not true. They made their own choices and their own decisions. And their unwillingness to forgive exacerbates the situation. And then there's children who, well, like my son, he tried to manipulate me into feeling guilty. And it just isn't going to happen because I know as a parent, I did everything that I could possibly do to do what was right for him. And he constantly, put me down, said bad things about me, did all kinds of horrible things to other people, and absolutely no guilt, none, zero. But fall into this trap, and their kids come into their lives, later on, and they push guilt trips on them, like, well, when I was younger, you did this to me, and you put me in jail, or you treated me like crap, and you did this and you did that. And then unfortunately, some parents fall into that manipulation, and then they take on a guilt, and then they start overthinking or something, and then they start believing that maybe it was my fault that he's like he is. Maybe it's my fault, and that's bad. In my opinion, that's bad. And for your child to do that to you is horrible. I personally Well, it's like my son. I mean, when he did that stuff to me, I just told him, hey, you know what? Call me up when you get squared away. Have a nice life. I love you. I will always love you. But until you get your act straight and you learn how to forgive things and you learn how to take on responsibility for your own actions and for what you've done in your life and not put any of it on me, then we can talk and we can have a good relationship. But some parents just can't get over that. And I feel bad for those people because they've been lied to and manipulated into a false feeling. Well, I mean, the feelings, it's real, it's a real feeling, but they've been manipulated into feeling that guilt. And so this is where guilt is bad because some people can use guilt to make people feel guilty so that they can manipulate them and take advantage of them. They can split up marriages, they can take things away from them, they can take money, they can take time. There's all kinds of things that they can manipulate, out of these people. And on that side of the house, guilt is really, really bad. It's really bad. And I hate to see it. I've witnessed it. And all I can say is the parents that have been caught into this guilt manipulation, I just hope that they can wake up and see that they've been manipulated into this and that these children need to take responsibility for their own actions and their own lives. And the way things are in their lives are not our problem and they're not our fault. And you have to know that you did the best you could do with what you had at the time. And leave it at that and get rid of that guilt. Just go away, let it go away. It's gone. And focus on the better things in life, because life is full of love, experiences. There's just so many good things to be doing in life. And then what I've recognized on a personal level is guilt can tear you down and stress you out and change things in your life and change decisions that you make, life-changing decisions that can hurt you. And that's not fair and it's not right. And you just need to stand up for yourself and speak your truth. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Speak your truth to these people and let these people know that you're not going to take on that guilt and that manipulation isn't going to work on me. And it's tough. It's hard. I mean, I had to do it with my son. I mean, there was many nights I cried because, there was nothing I could do. And I was watching my son just self-destruct, and go down a path, and he's talking all kinds of crap about me and behind my back, which is another thing that they do, and you don't hear about this stuff because they're talking behind your back to other people. So it's really bad. So that's the bad side of it. And then again, like we spoke in the beginning, I think guilt is also there to keep us in check and help us make better decisions in life. Because, like before you do something, you ask yourself, am I going to feel guilty if I do this? And yeah, I'm not talking like a piece of chocolate cake or something like that. Although you may feel guilty about that because you're taking in all that sugar and carbs, but you deserve rewards every once in a while, so chill out. You eat healthy most of the time, you exercise, you're in good shape, you do good things. So go ahead, have that chocolate cake. Don't feel guilty about it. You've earned it. So, but because I always ask myself these questions. When I do something, am I going to feel guilty about doing it? And I do a little bit of critical thinking. Well, what are the repercussions? And sometimes I mess up and like, for example, I like to help people. And sometimes I help people that I shouldn't help. And in certain situations, it's gotten me into trouble. And, and I don't feel guilty about doing it, but I do feel that I probably should have thought about it a little bit better and made a better decision. And hopefully after that, like I know I helped somebody out a few years ago that I shouldn't have helped out, and it caused a lot of problems for me. And now that I look back at it, um, I shouldn't have done that. I really should not have done that. I should have just kept to myself on that. But I was raised and taught to help people. I mean, that's just who I am, and it's just what I do. And I don't do those things anymore. Well, especially right now because I need help. I'm the one, but I'm helping myself, and things are getting better by the week. Every week, everything's getting better here for me in Prescott, and think I'm going to a concert Saturday night. I'm real excited. I haven't been to a concert in a while. Well, I think it was a month and a half ago. They had a concert downtown Prescott, and I went to that for the day. That was really fun. It was really good. So the same thing is going on. There's going to be an outdoor cover band, Matchbox 20 cover band, Matchbox 22, and that's going to be really cool. Clarkdale's a really cool little town. It's kind of like a cross between. Well, I guess not. I don't know. I guess it's like an upper class Cottonwood or something. I don't know. But Clarkdale's pretty cool little town. I like it. So I can't wait to go. Can't wait to listen to some music, see some musicians, and I just love anybody that knows me knows that I just love music. I love it all. So really looking forward to that. And no, I don't feel guilty, even though I'm kind of like on the poor side right now. I think I can afford $10 for gas and go up and over the mountain and go enjoy myself because I've really been working really hard lately. And I've gone through a lot of life changes and I've gone through a lot of stressful days, a lot of sleepless nights. And I've gotten myself to a good position and I've earned it. So no, I'm not going to have any guilt. Actually, I'm going to go out and have some fun. No drinking. So I'm really looking forward to it. Maybe meet some nice people and who knows what's going to happen. It's awesome. I just love meeting and talking to people. So it's going to be good. I'm really excited for it. So can't wait. So guilt, good or bad? Well, I'm going to say both. I'm going to say guilt can keep you in line and keep you from making stupid decisions if you analyze it, think about it before. And guilt can also be used as a weapon, as a tool. So just be careful out there because, just think about it. It's a weird emotion and it's a double-sided emotion. It's not like jealousy. I mean, jealousy is like completely wrong. I mean, you should never, ever feel jealousy. I mean, I can't comprehend, me personally, I can't comprehend jealousy because if somebody has something you don't have, okay, well, you should be nice. You should be happy for them, And if you want what they have, then go get it, make arrangements or work extra hours or do whatever you need to do to get there. Don't be jealous. Just make it happen. Quantum physics, the mirror, put it out there in the universe and it'll come back to you. But, if you put out bad energy and, you do negative things to people, you do bad things to people, then that's what the universe is going to see. And that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to end up in not happy. You're going to end up in a situation where you realize you shouldn't have put yourself in. But, we all do this. I mean, I'm getting a lot better at it. I'm learning to protect myself a lot more and not put up with people's, bull. And I think I'm doing really well at that. And like I said, I'm just putting really good energy out there right now and it's coming back to me. And I've just had people help me from everywhere. I mean, it's unbelievable the support I have gotten out here in Prescott all by myself. It is. It's it's like a miracle. It's a godsend. But like I said, I struggled through it all, and I kept my head up, put one foot in front of the other, and every day I just take another step forward. It's going to end up where it ends up. I mean, I don't know about tomorrow, because remember, thinking about yesterday creates depression. Thinking about the future creates anxiety. You got to live in the now. You got to live in today. You have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't set things up like, appointments or interviews or I got to pay this bill or, I mean, those are, those are certain, those are hard items. But as far as like, laying in bed saying, well, I wonder what so-and-so is going to do. I wonder what's going to happen, this or that, it's hard. It's hard to struggle with that. But once you get past fear and you start living in the now and you don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, because tomorrow you could be dead. I mean, let's get real. I can get in my car tomorrow on my way to work and get hit by a truck and be dead. And then that's it. I'm over with. So you have to embrace every day, and you should really embrace the people that you love. And, you should love the people who love you, because you may never see them again. They could be gone. And if you're angry at somebody, or if you got into a fight with your spouse or whatever, and that person dies, guilt. I didn't think about that one. That would be guilt. And you would deserve it. And you would have totally deserved that. Because you don't know what tomorrow's going to hold. So if you don't live today, you don't know. So that's why I'm never angry or mad at people. And when people do me wrong, I instantly kind of meditate and I forgive them. Because the one thing I've learned on my spiritual journey is that a lot of times when people do things to you that aren't good, it's because they're learning their own lessons in life. I don't know. Are they going to learn them? I don't know. But that's what they're in the process of. A lot of times when bad things happen to us, I don't want to get into my personal stuff, but bad things have, happened to me. And I've analyzed it, and I've looked at things and introspected and tried to see why. And I realized that it was all part of my life lessons. There's certain things that we're supposed to learn. I don't know if she's learned them, but I'm learning them, and that's all I have to worry about. I can't, because again, I can't worry about tomorrow because it's not here yet. I have to live in today. So I have to introspect on myself and keep myself healthy and do the best I can do every day. And no one else matters. I mean, when people come in your life and they go out of your life, that's part of life. And be happy that you had the time with those people, and be happy that you have those memories, and pray to God that, things just work out the way that they're supposed to. So, I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I'm not going to sit around being angry at people and losing sleep over something that somebody else did to me, because that's what they did. It's not what I did. I'm not the one that did that. So I have no guilt. And it's hard to do that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The fear, getting rid of fear and living in the now, is extremely hard. And forgiveness actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. When I released a lot of things, and I started while meditating, I thought about the people that have done a lot of bad things to me. And I agreed to release that all and let it go, and not let it affect me anymore, and let those people do what they do, let them live with that. let them live with what they did, and maybe they'll have guilt, maybe they won't. That's their choice. But hopefully in some situations they do have guilt, because if they know they did something that they know was wrong, but they did it anyways for the wrong reasons because they were manipulated, then I don't know. That's on them. I'm over it. I'm not gonna carry that with me because I don't need to. It has no benefit to my life. It's just an anchor. So I don't need all that. I don't need that kind of guilt. and right now, I have no guilt about anything because, well, I just don't. I have nothing to be guilty of. I've done nothing to nobody. I've done nothing wrong. Have I in the past done some things that probably weren't correct? Yes, I probably have. Do I feel guilty? No. Do I feel ashamed? No. But how I do feel is that I know I did some things and said some things that I know right now were not appropriate. And I understand that. And in the future, I will not do those things anymore because I've introspected and corrected myself to not do those things. So, but that's a personal thing. Nobody else knows that. Nobody on the outside knows, what you introspect and what you change in yourself. They may see the results later, showing, proving to them that, yeah, oh yeah, you don't do that anymore. Oh yeah, you don't do that anymore. Okay, yeah. But, that takes time and, whatever. So, that could work out. It could not work out. And you could end up somewhere else, doing something. So, but, so keep the good guilt and get rid of the bad guilt and extricate yourself from people who manipulate you into feeling guilty. When that situation happens, step up to those people and tell them, look, I'm not going to feel guilty for your actions. You can't put this on me, something that happened 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and try to throw a guilt trip on me and manipulate me into doing things that you need. Because when you're gone, you're not going to care about me anymore. You're going to use me, manipulate me with guilt, and then you're going to leave. And then you're just never going to say nothing again. And you got where you got by making me feel guilty. Wow. But it happens. I'm telling you, this happens. And just don't fall into that trap. Because it can really tear you apart and tear you down, especially if it's a third party and they get in the middle of a relationship or a marriage or something. It can ruin everything. For what? Because some person didn't like the way that you treated them 25 years ago. So now they're going to come back into your life and make you feel guilty and destroy everything that you love in your life. Why would you let that happen? I don't know, but don't do it. So if you get caught in that situation, be strong, stand up, speak your truth, and change things, lay it out on the table, okay, this is what you did to me. I'm good with it. I'll forgive you. But this is the way everything's going from here on out. I am living my life the way I choose to. Guilt-free. Easier said than done, I know, because feelings can really mess you up. Especially when you're torn, when you're torn in half, I really care about this person, but this person is, and I don't know which way to go. And you should never be put in that situation. No one should ever put you in that situation. And if they do put you in that situation, then they truly do not love you and they truly do not care for you. They are manipulating you. Open your eyes, read the signs, see the flags. People that love you let you make your choices on your own for the reasons that you choose to, and they support you in those decisions. But if you don't include them and you don't communicate with them and you don't explain why, that's, more salt on the wound. But so just be, again, like I always say in almost all my videos, the two things: love and speak your truth. And with love comes forgiveness, right? Unconditionally, right? Freely. With truth, same thing. Don't let people walk on you. And if somebody's disrespecting you or taking advantage of you, then step up for yourself and speak your truth and just let those people know how you feel and how it's affecting you. And get it out. Get it out, put it on the table, and let those people know you're not going to treat me like this anymore. And as soon as you do that, I am telling you, it would be like an 800-pound gorilla just jumping off your back. And at that point, you'll be free to make the decisions that are best for yourself. So, anyway, I didn't think I was going to talk this long on just the word guilt. I really didn't. I was kind of worried that I was only going to do like 5 or 10 minutes, but anyway, it's a real important word, and it's a word that can keep you straight or destroy you. So make the choice. What are you going to do? Are you going to use it as keeping yourself straight? Or are you going to let it be the word that takes everything away from you that you love and takes everything away and destroys you? So your decisions. Life is there for you to choose. So, all right, everybody, that's it. See you next Thursday. Stay good. I'll enjoy the concert Saturday night. All right, love you all. All of you. I love you all. And remember, forgive. It's the best release. All right. Love you and talk to you next Thursday. Bye.